Hey, does this image stress you out? Is it wrong video. Does this image stress you out? Is it beating you right now? Well, let's try to fix that. Alright, so there's like 1,000 different ways people have found to do the fight caves, and I don't think throwing every possible way to do something at you at once is a good way to learn. So basic stuff here, we're going to keep this ugly and simple. The goal is just to get the cape and get out. And real quick, I do want to say that I have a Twitch now. I'll throw up a little clip from that at the end of the video if you're interested. I do more content than just RuneScape, so there's that. Anyway, let's just get into it. Alright, starting off, we've got what RuneScape's all about, the drip. Pause when needed, of course. And here's the lowest tier I'd recommend. If you're learning, it's doable, but it's gonna be rough. Switch out what you need. I do like the holy sandals and my hat, so whatever makes you feel confident, queen. And for the bolts, if you have 55 Slayer, bring like 2,000 or 3,000 broad bolts, with some enchanted diamond bolts for the Jad Fight. And depending on your cash stack, you could use Addy bolts instead of broad bolts, or honestly, I'd bring diamond bolts E for the whole cave and call it a day. Now, don't go cheap if we're being honest, and it might not be your last attempt here anyway. Also, you could opt out for a magic short bow, using this until the mages spawn in, then swapping to the crossbow for the rest of the cave. And I do recommend the explorer's ring if you don't have an archer's or a ring of suffering. It can provide some energy boost if you need it. Now, black d'hide is a great setup. If you have this, you probably already know what you need in the other slots. Slayer helms do work here on task, and it's of great benefit. If not, just grab like an archer's helm or whatever you got. Now, here's more of a range tank setup. This will make your time here super easy. You don't need a Fury or a Ring of Suffering. A Glory or an Archer's Ring or whatever you have is fine. You can also bring these weapons instead if you wish. And if you have access to the blowpipe, I mean, fight caves are free. Honestly, I haven't used one in years, so I can't say how many darts to bring. Maybe just try 2,000 to 3,000 Addy darts. And you can use some rune or dragon to switch out for the fight. That's just my recommendation. Alright, for the inventory, just kind of mimic this if you wish. And that's about 14 prayer pots. You only need like 1 or 2 ranging pots, honestly. And a super energy or stamina if you wish. Notable items would be the holy symbol for the point bonus and some blood spells. You can easily heal on some of these monsters in the cave, making food not hugely needed. If you don't have blood spells and don't want to worry about food, just bring like 10 to 12 Sarah brews and 16 to 18 super restores. Note that you can drink a brew 3 times and it only takes 1 sip of restore to bring you back up. Alright, for the caves, we do have some basic info to go over. At the east portion, we're going to be sticking to this rock section for most of the cave. This is our home base, and on the mini-map, it looks like a boot. I've outlined some boxes with rune light to show the corners of the boot that you can trap these monsters with. Safe spotting is going to be a big role getting to Jad, and the first monster here is the bat. So getting rid of these is priority number 1 for me. They will constantly drain your prayer, and I like to highlight these with the NPC indicator plugin to help my eyes just a little bit. Quick tip, once 2 of the same enemies spawn, and they're the only enemies in the room, this will indicate a new monster will spawn on the next wave. Might put additional tips on this in the description, but we're keeping it simple. Alright, these fat bastards spawn on wave 3, and can be used to block enemies. The fight caves is almost like a puzzle, so at times where you cannot abuse this boot rock home here, use the blob brothers to block the bigger dudes. In wave 7 we got the rangers popping in, protect from range, and take them out. Now, since it's not realistic to show you an entire cave run, I'll leave you with my thought process while clearing each wave. If the bats are able to reach you, kill them first, and then go to the next most threatening enemy. This is not level specific. An example, if a mage and a ranger are attacking you at the same time, you may think the mage is the most threatening, but it is not in this scenario, as you should keep Protect from Magic on. In this case, kill the ranger first because you need to keep Magic Prayer on, and the ranger is the threat that is dealing you the current damage. Hopefully that makes sense, and just use that as a guideline. Obviously it's case by case, and if you view that differently from me and it works for you, keep doing it. Sometimes I scuff the process up a bit, but it's not really that deep. I mean, just click on monsters and kill stuff. It's a video game. So as you see here, there's 2 rangers, meaning the next wave, a meleeer will spawn in. He should spawn where the discolored ranger is, and this is a key point where we utilize our home base. You can trap the meleeers on either side of the rock for a visual. Just stand on the 2 last highlighted tiles in my little corner here. This will keep you out of range from their attacks. For another example, you can see I'm attacking the ranger. It is the only thing that can really hurt me here, as I can just run around the boot and trap the meleeer. You won't always be able to use the rock here, so just keep in mind that it can be a good thing to keep certain low-level monsters, like that blob thing, alive to use as a barricade. After the 2 meleeers are gone, the mage will spawn. This is like wave 31, and honestly, you'll just want to keep Protect from Magic on throughout the whole cave. There will be little times where you can swap it off, so I just bring more prayer pots and throw the damn thing on the rest of the cave, really. Now, a slip up with the mages can cause you an early death in this cave, which kind of sucks, and this is also where you want to switch to your crossbow if you're using that magic short bow I mentioned earlier. Okay, if you did bring blood spells, here's a little example of healing. Honestly, I'm not sure why I didn't kill the mage before doing this, but whatever. Personally, I take my armor off for the little boost. It probably doesn't even matter much, but I stack up the fat guys and use blood burst or barrage them as they die, and they spawn the little ones that are great for healing. I don't really use the blood spells on anything else in the cave unless I'm really feeling for some health. So let's say you need a little eye break, something came up. You can log out in the caves, just click log out. You should get a little pop-up in the chat box letting you know it's safe to log out after the wave has been completed. Just keep in mind when you come back, it's going to start pretty quickly, so throw on Protect from Magic as soon as you log in. And other than that, just make your way through the caves, really. You can get the idea of what's going on here. Other than that, just make your way through the caves, really. You can get the idea of what's going on here. So wave 62, we have 2 majors spawning in. And the obviously orange one is where Jad's going to spawn on the next wave. Now, there are methods where you can spot where Jad will spawn in at earlier waves to trap him and whatnot, but this is just raw dog in the cape, man. You want it and you want to leave, so let's just go through that. And here's Jaddy. Once he pops up and you're sweating profusely, just remind yourself that it's pixels making a grown man have a nervous breakdown. Take a deep breath, then just calm down. Your nerves are your biggest enemy, not even Jad. You can even take a minute here to practice your prey switching before attacking him. Don't take too long, but once you get comfortable with swapping prayers, just go ahead and start the fight. So once he slaps the ground, you will put on Protect from range. Think of this as he's causing rocks to fall on you. Once he stands up, it kind of hovers. This is the magic attack, Protect from Magic. Listen to the sounds. In a minute here, I'm going to go over his attacks one more time with you, with the sounds included, but for now, I want to get into what's probably causing you the most troubles, which is the healers. If you're confident enough, you can highlight them via the NPC indicator. This makes it easy to see where they're at, and if not, it's fine. But the most important tip I can't stress enough is that you do one action at a time. So this means protect prayer first, then attack one healer, look at Jad again, and protect from what's coming next. Protect, action, protect. What's going to get you killed is if you protect, then attack 2 healers and eat before you look at Jad to swap your prayers. Take a minute and tag each healer so they're attacking you, and once they're bunched up, make sure you're praying the right protection prayer. Then simply walk probably left or right in a straight line for a couple of tiles. This causes the healers to line up and they won't all be able to attack you. If your HP gets low, same thing, just protect, eat once, protect again, eat once if you need to again, then protect. Hopefully this method works for you. If it's a slow kill and the healers go back on Jad, then just repeat what you've just done. If you've really tried this a few times and it's not working for you, let me know in the comment section below, and I will message every one of you back a different way of trapping Jad or the healers, and we'll get you that cape. Alright, refresher time. Here's the attacks and sounds, and I'm going to shut up. Well, that's it. I wish you the best of luck. I really appreciate you for watching this. And if you're feeling adventurous, I do have a Twitch. And here's a clip from last night. Come give it a follow. Hang out while you grind Jad or whatever you're doing. I play multiple games. RuneScape is always the base game, of course, but I like to have fun. Alright, see you later. Chucking spears at Snoopy.
I'm so close. No, don't kill me.
No, really?
How do I get in here?
No,
Let me in.
Press E, press E.
How do I get in?